Hello and welcome to G450 Contemporary Design Issues, Sustainable Graphic Design. This course has changed quite a bit. If you have taught it before, we will kind of look at the learning path and the milestones and take a look at what has changed. If we go here to the learning path, you will see there is a course introduction video. This kind of goes over the fact that this course focuses on sustainability and the social, artistic, and ethical responsibility of the graphic designer. The course project will be a presentation of sustainably designed packages for one of the 3 fictitious clients or companies that the student will be choosing from. The students will be studying business ethics, best practices, and how to utilize graphic design as a communication art to produce socially aware projects. And they'll be thinking about graphic design's influence on social, environmental, and political issues, as well as the practical considerations of the client-designer relationship. If we look at the project brief, you can find this information more detailed, but an overview is that these are the 3 basic clients, fictitious clients that the students will be choosing from. One is Aurora Cafe. They are seeking eco-friendly design solutions for their 100% sustainably grown coffees and teas. The next is Cherish Pet Foods, seeking sustainable packaging that will showcase the handcrafted nature of its brand. And finally, Siren Cosmetics. They are seeking eco-friendly, recyclable, and sustainable packaging design solutions. They only use 100% natural and biodegradable ingredients and no animal products. So if we were to go back and check out the milestones, in the first milestone, their task is, as usual, the bio, a very brief introduction. The students will be submitting an image of a package design they believe is effective and well designed. They will be able to choose from something they see in a store or something that they find around their own house and start the discussion about package design. The next task will be, here if we open this up, it's an introduction to the client. We have this new section where the client is speaking to the students. And so they will be able to investigate the client's mission, vision, and design needs. They will be assigned readings on the topic of sustainable design. And they will basically, as you can see here, they're much more detailed as far as what the companies are requesting the students design for them. And they will be choosing their client at this stage. And the next milestone, for this one, they're going to be starting their logo designs for the company. We do this so that not every student is, going to have a portfolio piece with the same item, the same logos. We want variety. So understanding that a logo is a cornerstone of the brand, and we're asking for clean, clear, detailed sketches. There's some information as to how to render those sketches and their top 3 choices, as well as 10 sketches will be turned in, and that basically completes that milestone. For milestone 2, if we look at the first task, with this one, they are creating vector files now of their logo designs. They're going to get feedback from you, the instructor, as well as the students, and they will be creating the vectorized format of the logo design that they have chosen to go with. So those are also listed in the steps for success as far as colors and fonts that they might choose to use. They will be submitting 5 variations of their strongest logos, including, color, typography, all done in Adobe Illustrator. And then the second task of the second milestone. So with this one, they are going to be researching sustainable package design substrates, materials, and structures. They will be given some information as to where they can find sustainable products like this, and also they'll be doing their independent research. They are supposed to provide a file containing a write-up with their research and findings. They need to indicate what type of structures or packages that they have in mind for the final product. They also need to talk about eco-friendly choices for substrates and materials. That completes the second milestone. So for the third milestone, the first task, with this they are also starting to come up with their initial design ideas for the package designs. They will be given various vector templates that are available online. They can modify them. They are also encouraged to take apart existing packages, do the measurements, and then recreate the templates in Adobe Illustrator. They need to make sure that their logo design and its aesthetics are reflected in the package design, making sure that the branding is consistent from piece to piece. They have to keep in mind different, for example, the teas and coffees, flavors, varieties. These are based on the client that they have chosen, of course. And then they'll be turning in their package design digital roughs. Those will have 3 pages of initial design ideas, and it will be created in Adobe Illustrator. And then the next task for milestone 3. For this one, they are asked to do research on their carbon footprint. They will be given a website where they can access the carbon footprint calculator created by the Global Footprint Network, and they will be generated after answering some questions. They will get their report. This will be specified, and they will be turning in a PDF file, and they should be responding to the following questions that come from them having taken this sort of survey. Like, how many acres does it take to sustain your lifestyle? The largest areas of consumption that they are using, like food, shelter, goods and services. What ideas do they have to reduce their carbon footprint? All these are going to be turned in and written in a 300 to 500 word discussion. Moving on to the fourth milestone. For this, they are asked to refine their package design based on feedback that they have received. They need to be adding relevant information about the company, its mission and values, things like ingredient listing, barcodes, and such. The revised designs will be presented for critique, and as usual, that will be in an Adobe PDF file. In the steps for success, they are given tips regarding how to better their work and to use only the best high-resolution images that they have access to. If they're creating vector illustrations, those should be clean and crisp. They need to make sure they're using good typography and use of visual hierarchy. And for the second task, for this task, they will be conducting their own independent research to address the types of inks and substrates that they will be using, hypothetically, of course, to manufacture these packages. They'll be looking at the carbon footprint in delivering those packages and the amount of waste produced. They can consider using graphs and illustrations to explain these to the client, because, of course, each of these clients are very concerned with the issue of sustainability. For their submission, they are going to be creating a PDF file that has their independent research, response to assigned questions, images or graphs as needed. things like what type of paper will be used, what type of ink, what are the costs, can the products or packages be recycled, upcycled, or reused? These are things that they will have to address for this particular task for the fourth milestone. And then lastly, for our fifth milestone, the first task, for this, they are going to be creating sustainable design studio project comps. They are asked to print out their designs and photograph them, or they can choose to digitally create mock-ups in Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop these days really have some awesome free mock-ups that they can customize, but they can't really use the materials that they're supposed to be telling the client that they're using because they're building these by hand. So they're encouraged to use materials that will give a similar effect to the type of substrates that they want to use. The mock-ups will be created physically and then photographed or created digitally. A mock-up is shown in multiple angles and views. We want to make sure we have clean, appropriate settings, clean backgrounds, good craftsmanship, and so on. And for milestone 5, task 2, for this, they are going to be, along with their digital and physical comps, they're going to include a project brief. The brief will be giving them some examples, but they will be conducting their own independent research, and they will be explaining to the client what types of sustainable materials will be used, production cost, waste produced, and so on. In the steps for success, we have specific things like how will your giveaway item be made? Is it wood? Is there textile fibers, metals? How will the product get to the agency they're designing for? How long will it last? And so on. We want the PDF file to be an organized, client-ready document that addresses these topics. It should also look really strong in their portfolios. So we want a nice presentation of all the work that they have done over the past few weeks or milestones, where they are choosing the client, they're making the logos, they are making the package designs, and then they're, really focusing on some independent research that has to do with their issues on sustainability and sustainably designed products. I hope that is helpful.